What's up, Trek Nation, and welcome back to After the Snap. It's me, Tasha Pierce, bringing you something else I think. I believe we might be seeing a cameo in episode 5 of Star Trek Picard. So, as usual, if I'm correct, spoilers abound. So tread real careful in these Federation streets. But if you like to know who I think might be coming, just in case you haven't looked at the thumbnail, let's go. Star Trek Picard, Season 3, Episode 5, Imposters. Caught by Starfleet and facing court-martial, paranoia grows as Picard struggles to uncover whether a prodigal crewman from his past has returned as an ally or an enemy, hell-bent on destroying them all. Upon hearing the description for Star Trek Picard Season 3 episode Imposters, only one person immediately came to mind: Laren. Laren was never your typical Starfleet officer. She was tough, independent, and had a hell of a rebellious streak. She turned things upside down during her short time on the Enterprise, and fans loved her for it. So, if my assumption is correct, and we'll be soon seeing her on our screens in Picard, let's get reacquainted with the character, shall we? Like many children born on Bajor during the Cardassian occupation of the planet, Ro's early life was not easy. The Cardassian occupation is Star Trek's allegory for the Holocaust, and the Bajorans suffered at the hands of their oppressors. She spent 10 years in various refugee camps with thousands of others. The years were long and depressing. Many nights, young Laren was afraid to go to sleep, terrified of the monsters who might be hiding under her bed when she was lucky enough to have one. It was then her father, Talia, would soothe her fears by playing the balaclavian, which he assured her would keep any monsters at bay. Her father was her hero, until the Cardassians took that away from her too. One day, a Cardassian soldier surprised her with an act of kindness. He gave her a piece of candy. Then he took her by her hand into a room where for the next 2 hours she watched him torture her father to death. When she lost her father to the cruelty of these monsters, she also lost all respect for him. She was ashamed of his weakness and of being a Bajoran. It's really a sad commentary on how much is taken away from a people when they are subjugated by another. Fortunately, Laren outgrew these feelings and embraced her heritage again. She used the traditional Bajoran form of family name first, given name second. She also wore the traditional Bajoran earring with a twist. She wore hers in her left ear instead of the right. Her experiences as a child definitely shaped her into the adult she would become. As the Cardassian occupation raged on, Laren entered Starfleet Academy in 2358 and graduated in 2362. She was assigned to the USS Wellington. During an away mission, disobeyed orders and inadvertently caused the death of 8 of the away team members. This insubordination led to her being court-martialed and imprisoned on Jaros 2. After striking a deal with a rogue Admiral named Kennelly, scores an early release from prison and an assignment to the flagship of the Federation, the USS Enterprise. The deal included her undergoing a deep cover mission, using her new posting to reach a compromise with a supposed Bajoran terrorist named Orta. Orta was suspected of recent attacks on the Federation. Now, if Orta would call off future attacks, Kennelly would supply his faction with weapons and ships. Of course, this was in direct violation of Starfleet's top regulation, the Prime Directive. Through her talks with Orta, learns that Orta wasn't responsible for these attacks, and after being convinced by Guinan, she confides in Picard about her covert assignment. Picard helps her expose the true culprit behind these attacks and grows to like her. So much so, he requests for her to remain with the Enterprise for its next mission. Over several Enterprise adventures, Laren continues to display a level of renegade behavior that doesn't sit well with everyone, especially Riker. She also doesn't back down when she disagrees with an order from a superior officer. An example of this is when Troi was the ranking officer on the bridge during a calamity on the ship. Wanted to separate the saucer from the star drive because she thought their chance for survival would be greater. Troi wasn't ready to give up on Riker and Data, who were in the star drive trying to gain control over the antimatter containment fields. Gave Troi major pushback when she set that suggestion aside, giving us another glimpse of her unwillingness to follow orders. Despite these revelations, Picard still thought Ro had a place in Starfleet. He recommended her for Starfleet's Advanced Tactical Training, one of its most challenging courses. Half of the officers recommended don't finish the course, but in 2370, Rose successfully completed the training. Upon completing the course, Admiral Nechayev sent Laren on a mission to infiltrate the Maquis Resistance, a group of terrorists, or traitors depending on whom you ask, who organized against the Cardassian occupation of the DMZ, Demilitarized Zone. The group consisted of humans, Vulcans, Bajorans, and many other species of Federation colonists and their sympathizers, some of whom defected from Starfleet. One of those defectors was an instructor from the Advanced Tactical Training course, which Ro had just completed. After some hesitation, Ro agreed to the mission. During her time with the Maquis, she gained their trust and formed a bond with one of the leaders, Santos. Like Picard, he saw something special in Ro. After he was killed by Cardassians, Ro felt her loyalties changing. Maybe it was reawakening old wounds, watching another man who she admired and in many ways thought a hero be executed by the Cardassians. Picard noticed this change in Ro. Although she assured him she would continue the mission to lay a trap for the faction that she had infiltrated and deliver them into the hands of the Federation, Picard sent Riker along as an insurance policy. The Federation trap was in the form of a Uridian convoy that Ro had set her new friends up to attack. She and Riker were on a nearby shuttle, watching when Ro turned a phaser on Riker. She then exposed the Starfleet ships hiding in a nebula to the Maquis, sabotaging the mission. Ro had chosen the Maquis over Starfleet and betrayed Picard's trust. His failure to convince Ro that she belonged in Starfleet is another of the burdens Picard has borne over his illustrious career. He fought for her and gambled on her success, but she ultimately became a traitor to the Federation. While she left Picard in a precarious situation, she was apologetic in doing so. I wonder what became of Ro in universe. She went on as a part of the Resistance, and then what? She was meant to star in DS9, but Michelle Forbes, the actress who brought Ro to life, wasn't interested in a long-term commit. Her character became Nana Visitor's Kira Nerys, and I'm not even mad. If Ro does make an appearance, I wonder what time will have done to her. Will she show up to make amends with one of the few people who saw her potential, or will she, as the episode description asks, be hell-bent on destroying them all? Hell, will she even be Ro? There's always the changeling threat. So tell me what you think in the comments. Is the Prodigal Crewman Ro Laren? And if so, will she be friend or foe? If you have enjoyed this Ro Laren refresher, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn those notifications on so you will never miss an upload or a live stream. If you'd like to further support my channel, slide me a super thanks, or take the plunge and hit that join button, like these fine folks. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining me of continuing Star Trek Picard theories and coverage, and I will see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Peace.